ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಮಾಡು. ಕರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬೆನೆಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲಲ್ಲಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಬೈಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೇ. ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ರೈ ಔಟ್. parallel twin motor, not many horsepower but fun to ride.
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಮಾಡು. ಎಷ್ಟೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಂತೆ. ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅಂದರೆ ತಕ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್. ಆನ್ ರೋಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆದರೆ ಅಲಾಯ್ ವೀಲ್ಸು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಮಫ್ಲರ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಬೈಕಿಗೆ ಇರೋಂಗೆ. TRK 502 ಇದು ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬರೀ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟು. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ವರ್ಷನ್. ಈ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಹೈಟಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲಾಯ್ ವೀಲ್. ನನ್ನ ಬೈಕಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್ ಅದೇ ಥರ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್. ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಲೆಟ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದಾರಲ್ಲ,
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ TRK ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ.
ಫುಲ್ ಕ್ರ್ಯಾಶ್ ಕಾರ್ಡು ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ರೈಡ್ ಇದು ಬೈಕು.
ಎಷ್ಟಿದು
ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 691 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ರೆಡ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಗ್ರೇ ಆದರೆ 678.
Apart from his fat butt, I think the bike looks very good on him. He's tall and the bike's huge. Oh, it looks bigger than my bike, I think, if I'm not wrong. But if it only had the same motor as this bike, I would have been in love with that bike. It's only like 47 PS power. Not bad for a motorcycle, but it could have been better with a bigger motor. Maybe just in case, or by any luck or chance, they release the 800 cc version of that. That's gonna be like great. I mean, I have ridden that bike before, the BS4 version. Since there is not much revision to the model, I would say that bike is pretty smooth, very fun to ride. It's powerful enough for the novice rider, but if somebody is trying to upgrade from say Benelli 600 or any other middleweight bikes to a tourer version of a middleweight, then they are gonna feel a little disappointed, because that bike do not make that much punchier revs like this inline 4 or any other motorcycle, any other bikes in the segment. So that's that. At least he's having fun. I'm feeling a little jealous right now because ride of his life, at least in the name of a test ride. Hell, I blame Corona for that. Having fun? Speed breaker jump ಮಾಡಿಸಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು ಫೀಲ್?
It is firm. I mean, yeah, off-road a lot, so I think the suspensions are very firm.
Benelli suspensions are firm.
I think you need that if you're going for off-road.
I can't believe they were pulling faster than me. Funny. Look at those jerks go. Yeah, those are test ride bikes. Even if they get a ticket, it will be on the showroom, so I'm safe. I'm riding slow in the city. Which one you like better, this or that?
This is more powerful, it's lightweight and it has a very good pull. That doesn't have a good pull. But then that feels good, comfort, and then you can go easily. It's heavy, of course, but this is fun ride for a city. It's very powerful, it's lightweight, it's very agile. That you will feel like you're wearing an armor or something.
So in a nutshell, what my brother is saying is this bike is like your girlfriend and that is like your wife. Both are capable of same things, but yeah, the feel is different. Hey guys, now that the video editing is done, let's recap. So, the Benelli TRK 500x and the Leoncino produces about 47 horsepower at 8.5 RPM. That means these bikes make a ton of power in the initial RPM reps. And when you talk about the looks of these bikes, both the bikes are pretty nice looking and do stand out in the crowd. And if you look at the TRK 502x, it comes with all backlit buttons. And when you talk about the performance of these bikes, TRK 502x, though it is a bit heavy on its competitive side, it is pretty awesome motor. And because it's a parallel twin motor which produces 47 horsepower, they can pull you very well in the highways. And when you talk about Leoncino, it is as light as 207 kilos, and which makes it pretty peppy bike. and when you compare it to a Duke 390, that produces about 43 horsepower, and they stand like toe to toe with each other. And when you talk about TRK, and the best comparison that we have in the market right now is Adventure 390, where Adventure 390 weighs only 190 kilos, the TRK weighs about 235 kilos. So that makes Adventure 390 a little bit faster compared to TRK. But when you talk about the highway cruising where you're doing 100 plus speed, the TRK is better bike because it gives you more pleasant performance in the higher RPMs. Whereas the Adventure 390 is a single cylinder motor, which means at the higher RPMs there will be a lot more vibrations compared to the TRK. Next competitive bikes which you see in the same segment is from Royal Enfield, which are a parallel twin motor and is comparably lot cheaper. But those bikes are more like a commuter style motorcycle, not the adventure tourer. So the only comparison it has is a Leoncino. When you talk about the mileage of these bikes, the TRK does about 20 to 25 depending on how you ride, and the Leoncino gets about 25 to 30 kilometers per liter. So when you talk about the range of this mileage, the TRK gets a 20 liters tank, which is pretty huge, and that's a plus for TRK. And the Leoncino gets about 12.7 liters, roughly about 30 liters of fuel. When you compare it to the Adventure 390, Adventure 390 gets about 15 liters of tank, which is very good. That means the range of TRK is about 450 to 500, and the Leoncino gets about 300 to 320 kilometers, whereas the Adventure 390 gets about 450 kilometers of range. About the ground clearance, the TRK 502x gets about 190 mm, and the KTM Adventure 390 gets about 200. But the Adventure 390 has little bit of sag compared to the TRK because suspensions are pretty firm on the Benelli, whereas compared to KTM they are very plush, and the ground clearance is almost about the same. However, when you talk about these two bikes, especially for the adventure tourers, the weight of TRK is about 235, whereas the weight of Adventure 390 is 190 kilos. But when you add all the extra items like your crash guards and the saddle stays and the underbelly protections, it will add at least like 10 to 15 kilos more weight, so which will top up to 215 kilos. So that way the weight is not much different. So that's why it's not a good comparison when you try to compare these two bikes. However, the performance is quite similar. The TRK engine sounds more refined. So when you talk about pros, the TRK and Leoncino has a nice look, nice exhaust note, and they have better performance at higher RPM. When you talk about the cons, Benelli bikes are little bit heavier compared to its competitors and a bit more expensive. So when you talk about the price, the TRK comes about 6.9 lakhs and the Leoncino comes around 5.25 lakhs. Comparing it to Adventure 390, Adventure 390 comes at 3.9 lakhs. So that way you are spending at least like 3 lakhs more on the TRK and about 1.5 lakhs on the Leoncino, or 1.25 lakhs on the Leoncino. So the conclusion is, if you are looking for something new and something premium kind of a bike, I think Benelli makes a good proposition. And if you are looking at something affordable and a very peppy and fun to ride bike, Adventure 390 is something that you should look for. So that's it guys, thanks for watching, until next time, ciao.